Myself, Dr. Abrar Ahmed, now presenting a lecture on normal subgroup and quotient group. Quotient group is also known as factor group. This lecture is for the semester 3 and the paper number is 6. Normal subgroup. We define the normal subgroup. A subgroup H of a group G is said to be normal subgroup of G if for every x belongs to G and for every small h belongs to capital H, x inverse belongs to capital H. From this definition, we can immediately conclude that H is a normal subgroup of G if and only if x inverse contained in H for every x belongs to G. Here, one very important thing, or you can say the remark, that every group G possesses at least two normal subgroups, namely G itself and subgroup consisting of identity element E alone. These are called improper normal subgroups. However, there exist for which there are only normal subgroup are called simple groups. Simple group, that is a group having no proper normal subgroups, is called a simple group. I prove one theorem which is very important. Every group of prime order is simple. Suppose that G is finite group of order n where n is prime, and if m is not a divisor of n, then by Lagrange's theorem there can be no subgroup of order m. Thus such a group which is of the prime order has no proper subgroups. Therefore every group of prime order is simple group. There is another theorem. A subgroup H of a group G is normal if and only if x inverse equal to H for every x belongs to G. Proof. Let x inverse equal to H for every x belongs to G. Then x inverse is a subset of H for every x belongs to G. Hence H is a normal subgroup of G. Conversely, let H be a normal subgroup of G, then x inverse is subset of H for every x belongs to G. Suppose this is equation number 1. Now x belongs to G, this implies x inverse belongs to G. Therefore from 1 we have x inverse H in bracket x inverse to the whole inverse is a subset of H for every x belongs to G, and this implies x inverse Hx is a subset of H for every x belongs to G. This implies x and in bracket x inverse Hx and then x inverse is a subset of x inverse for every x belongs to G. This implies H is a subset of x inverse for every x belongs to G. Suppose this is equation number 2. Now from equation number 1 and 2 we have x inverse equal to H for every x belongs to G. Now this proves the theorems. Another theorem, a subgroup H of a group G is normal subgroup of G if and only if each left coset of H in G is a right coset of H in G, that is AH equal to HA for every A belongs to G. Theorem 2. Let H be a subgroup of a group G. Show that H is a normal if and only if G inverse HG belongs to H for every small h belongs to H and small g belongs to capital G. Another theorem, the intersection of any collection of normal subgroups is itself a normal subgroup. And there are many more theorems which you have to practice and may be asked in the examination, and some more theorems you can read in the prescribed book. Now another definition, quotient group, or you may call it factor group. Definition. Let G be the group and H be a normal subgroup of G, then the group of cosets of H in G with respect to multiplication xh into yh equal to xyh, where xy belongs to G, is called the factor group or quotient group of G with respect to multiplication H, and is denoted by G by H. Remember that G by H is the collection of all left or right cosets of H in G. Theorem quotient group. This is one theorem in quotient group. Please remember, I think you will understand. I have defined the quotient group and going to prove one theorem in quotient group. Let G be a group and let H be a normal subgroup of G. Then the set of cosets of H in G with respect to multiplication xh into yh equal to xyh for every xy belongs to G. Proof. Hence the elements of the set say S are EH, XH, YH, ZH, so on and so forth. That is S. You can take in middle bracket AH, where A belongs to G and middle bracket close. We verify these group axioms by one. Number one, closure property. In order to prove the closure property, we take any two elements, XY belongs to G, then XH into YH equal to XYH, and therefore belongs to H. Since if XY belongs to G, then XY belongs to G. Now we take the property of associative. We take three elements, XY, Z belongs to G, then we have XH into YH in bracket and then ZH equal to XYH in bracket into ZH equal to XY in bracket ZH. And we take XH into in bracket YH into ZH bracket close equal to XH into XYZH in bracket equal to X in bracket YZ bracket closed and H. Since XY in bracket Z equal to X and YZ in bracket. So associative, therefore XH into YH in bracket into ZH equal to XH into in bracket YH into ZH and bracket close, the associative property is satisfied. Now the existence of identity. The coset EH equal to H, where E is the identity in G, is the identity of S, since EH into XH equal to EXH equal to XH. Now we prove the existence of inverse. The inverse of the coset XH equal to XH is X inverse X, since XH into X inverse H equal to in bracket X inverse bracket close H equal to E to the EH. Thus we get S is a group, because this S is satisfies the closure, associative, identity and inverse property. This group is called a factor group of G with respect to H and is denoted by G by H. Another theorem, every factor group of an abelian group is abelian. Proof. Let G be an abelian group and N be a subgroup of G, then N is a normal subgroup of G. We are required to prove that G by N is abelian if XY belongs to G, then XY and Yn are any two elements of G by N, then we have in bracket Xn and in bracket Yn equal to Xyn equal to Yxn, because G is abelian, so this is equal to Yn in bracket and in bracket Xn. Therefore G by N is abelian. But the converse is not true. You please understand and remember, the converse is not true. This means that even if G is not abelian, G by N can be abelian. For example, if P3 is the symmetric group of degree 3 and A3 be the alternative group of order 3, then P3 by A3 is an abelian group, while P3 is not an abelian group. The group P3 by A3 is of order 2 and every group of order 2 is abelian. This is for the remark that the group P3 by A3 is of order 2 and every group of order 2 is an abelian. Another theorem show that every quotient group of cyclic group is cyclic. Proof is very simple, that let G be a cyclic group and A be a generator of G, Let H be a subgroup of G. Since every cyclic group is abelian, therefore H is normal subgroup of G. And let A to the power k be any element of G where k is some integer, then H A to the power k is any element of G by H. We are going to show that H A to the power k equal to in bracket H A to the power k for every integer k. We have H A to the power k equal to H and in bracket A into A multiplied by 2k times. This is equal to HA in bracket into HA in bracket multiplied by k times. So this is equal to HA to the power k. Therefore, the G by H is a cyclic group and HA is a generator of it. Here also there is one remark that converse is not true. Meaning thereby, for example, P3A3 is cyclic but P3 is not cyclic group. So today I have defined you or I have given the lecture on normal subgroup and quotient group which you may call factor group. And the next lecture I will complete this, the homomorphism and fundamental theorem of homomorphism. I think you have understood my lecture and I will define in the next class or next lecture homomorphism, fundamental theorem of homomorphism, and also I will try the permutation and permutation group. Thank you very much once again for hearing my lecture.